What's up guys, it's the Jungle Bug, and this week I have a deck that I originally made to finish a quest. Blue-Red Double Drakes. This deck is playing 4 Improbable Alliance, which makes 1/1 fairies with flying, 4 Ironcrag Pyromancer that were initially Fairy Vandal because I wanted to have another threat in the deck that could take the place of Enigma Drake. However, upon being advised that my monkey ass should try Pyromancer, I found that it was extremely oppressive to have something that just constantly bolts, so I made the swap. The other creatures are 4 Crackling Drake that is certainly missing its sister Drake, and 4 Goblin Electromancer. No real explanation needed. 3 Beacon Bolt translates into 3 removal spells, and that's all the deck has. Everything else is draw. 4 Opt and Radical Idea to draw a single card on our turn, or 2 can be played in conjunction on our opponent's turn. 4 Chemister's Insight and 4 Thrill of Possibility to proc double draws on our opponent's turn. The final card of the deck is Fling. Lands are 8 Island, 8 Mountain, 4 Swiftwater Cliffs, and 4 Temple of Epiphany. This is one of the cheapest decks to build that I will ever have the ability to put on this channel. Picking this deck up on Tcgplayer is going to be very easy, and you can do that in the link below this video. For just $17, you can pick this deck up, and temples aren't really that important either. So if we don't play the temples, you can pick this deck up for $9.50. Insanely cheap this week, and the deck didn't perform terribly at all. Picking this deck up on Arena will also be pretty easy to do. It's 25 commons, 15 uncommons, and 4 rares if you don't put the temples in the deck. There's a link below to Aetherhub where you can import this deck list with just a few clicks. Now let's see this deck in action, because it's actually pretty cool. For something that'll take $10 to make, it's a Spellslinger fantasy deck. This is a night deck, and there's already 2 of the enchantment on the battlefield, and the best things in Magic are the free things in Magic. So even though they're only 1/1s and they're not 2/2 zombies, they're still pretty cool to be getting them for just free. And here it's value. We've already traded that 1 flyer for 1 of these, and it's gonna continue to cascade throughout this game. It will be a little bit different this video. There are going to be 2 more gameplay examples of the deck functioning in this video. And something I didn't mention during the original deck list, the Crackling Drakes totally proc the draw trigger along with Radical Idea and Opt. And something similar to this is you can't do much, especially if they get something like a 50-50. There's actually no answer in this deck to that. So, but you can block it all day with the flyers. And once you get enough mana, you can start comboing these lightning bolts, and then getting flyers, and then you outvalue your opponent, and then they don't know what they're doing, and they're attacking, and they realize they're not going to get anywhere, and then you do it again, and then the end of the world basically just happened. But it's okay. They were polite. Same with this guy. Oh my god, he said hello. Nobody says hello on Arena anymore. But he's playing Simic Flash. Vaguely. No, I'm definitely tired of seeing Simic Flash. But we already get 1/1 flyers. I was honestly surprised here that he had 0 response, because that would have been a really nice time to use some sort of counter spell. But there's the oops emoji. Wouldn't it be great if we had like a, I don't know, an emoji that was just like, screw you. Not this game. This opponent's great. But you all know what opponents I'm talking about. The ones that you really don't want to sit there and just wait, and they wait till the last second on the timer, and then they finally make their move. Unfortunately, though, the opponent here didn't seem to get the wolf, which is like the main card of the deck. And, of course, correct me if I'm wrong, I also didn't think this deck played Chemist's Insight. But he's got a big dude. But it's not so big that our Beacon Bolt can't do it. Ooh, and there's the fling. It makes me happy. Because he's at so much health. It's like he's so safe at 17. And he didn't imagine we were playing Cavalcade. But we might as well be, because we just took him from the top of his life to the bottom with 20 damage in one turn. That's why I love Fling. And then here's a third game. This third game is against Orzhov Knights. And it's pretty cool. It really showed me that the Iron Crag Pyromancer can be such a strong card. It's an amazing blocker, which doesn't win games. But, for example, this field here, now I finally get to use it in conjunction with something, and there goes half of his board. If he had a reasonably sized creature, it still would have killed one creature. And now he's playing some recursion spells and trying to get back value. But he didn't have anything, so he scooped. And when it comes to how the deck performed overall, transparent as always, these were the matchups. It only had a 40% win ratio. But when you compare it to how much so many other decks cost in the format, I feel like it's very reasonable for what you get out of it. You know, I obviously wasn't able to beat the Golos Field of the Dead deck, but that deck is now banned if you're watching this as of the 24th. Along with that, there's the cool new Pioneer format, which obviously should totally come to Arena. But if you were looking to possibly play Standard, but you didn't want to play any deck that was $400, and you're not in the mood for mono red because mono red gets boring, this deck has blue in it too, and it throws a nice little interesting appeal to the deck. Yeah, that's a good word for that. Anyways, thank you all for watching. If any of you wants to see anything specific in the future, go ahead and comment it down below. I'll make a deck, I'll play a deck, just tell me what you guys want to see so I can bring it to you next week. I'll see you guys then.